A question for you guys. You guys noticed the unbelievable weather that we've been having here in Miami? Yeah. So your windows have been open. You've been able to feel the breeze, right? Well, your window is not the only one that's open. Confirmed.
That's great.
So, we good? Done? No. So, yeah. We'll start Jalen's window today. He, it's a testament to him that we're doing that, and we will rule him out for Philly. But excited to just had him break the team down. Excited to have him back.
Do you have anyone on the 53 who won't be able to practice today for non-rest reasons, like say the injury of the groin or anybody else?
Oh, I'm so, especially with a team like ours, like that's hard for me to open end because I'm more focused on the guys we do have. I'm trying to. I think. I can't even remember. Yeah, Connor will not be practicing day to day. X's day to day won't be practicing. And yeah, that week to week issue is still the exact same in terms of the swelling kind of calmed down, and we kind of got a better lens into it, so that will be we're talking weeks timeline, not days, but not season ending at all. So that's the state of the union there.
What kind of timeline is Jalen Ramsey on to returning? Like, how many weeks do you think?
Oh, you used the word. You guys have heard. You guys just think that I'm BSing, but we don't give necessarily timelines. We gave from the onset, Jalen. We gave kind of like a rough target, but everybody's body's different. He called his shot early. I think the day that he got injured, that he was going to beat whatever the target would be. He certainly did that. That being said, this is the first time that he's going to be playing football, so we'll acquire information, but very optimistic it will be sooner than later, obviously because we're starting the window that is open.
Mike, a lot of times with knee injuries, a player's confidence in that knee is so important. What does Jalen tell you about how the knee feels, pain, mobility, things like that?
Well, see, Jalen couldn't control the injury that he had, but what he has controlled is how he's addressed the injury. So that day, Hal, that you're like, man, I'm not waking up today, hit the snooze. Like literally every single day, he has not done that. So he's as confident as one can be before his first practice, and all of the stuff that he's done on the in terms of all the work with the strength staff and the training staff. It's the exact way you'd expect Jalen Ramsey to be. He's has a lot of God-given talents, but I think his greatest talent is how unique of a deliberate worker, teammate. I've never been around a guy that had this long of a rehab that hasn't missed team meetings or hasn't missed practices. He is finding a way to affect the team in one way, shape, or form. So his confidence will be as high as one can be in this stage. I can tell you that much because of his work.
As an amateur schedule reader, there are 3 weeks before the bye. Do you see a chance Jalen plays after the bye, or?
I got one day, and that's today. Yeah, I think I think it's fair to say there's a chance. I'm just not gonna. Case in point, the target date I didn't share because I don't know. So I think it's fair to say, but you've got to take it one day at a time with those type of things. But I would say that I'm cautiously optimistic.
Mike, you said he hasn't missed meetings or anything. When he's on the sideline, he's pretty animated. I remember him on one occasion going to celebrate and jumping. It was pretty
Right.
early on. Are you amazed by
Yes, all of it. He literally called a shot. He called a shot, and we're in the business of doing everything that we can right by a player. So we're, he's a member of this team, doing right by him. We're, fair, but not aggressive on target dates. And he told us before his surgery that he was going to, he kept telling me he was an alien. So I'm starting to believe him. And that's a cool thing for such a well-established player at the top of his game, for the whole team to see on how you attack things. And it's why when the time comes and he is on the field for an NFL game, we've talked about it at length, it'll be the most fun that he's ever had playing football, simply because of the perspective that you get when it's taken away and you have to diligently work minute by minute, hour by hour, day by day to put yourself in position for the opportunity for the window to be open to practice today.
Is he cleared for all movements, including contact? I know you typically don't try to have contact in practice.
He's not cleared for movements of receivers running past him. Not cleared for that. So just so you guys know. No, you can't really. I think at this stage, one of the big things that you learn in OTAs as a team, for you to be successful, you have to really, really be mindful and deliberate with how you practice without pads in general. So, I think our team does a good job of that in general. And so there, if he wasn't, especially as a defensive player, if you're not, fully cleared medically, we can recreate stuff on the side, but we can't allow him to practice. So he is cleared for all movements besides offensive touchdowns versus him.
Where is Teron and Devon A-Chain kind of in their recoveries, and the thought of having Ramsey and those two guys come back for the second half of the season? What are your thoughts on that?
No, I think they're really both. Armstead has a glow in his eye, like he has high expectations for his return, and he's just really, really proud of. This is so much. It's all the players' team. In particular, being a captain for 2 years and really, showing, just being such a big part of that offensive line room. I think he's feeling really confident and ready to contribute when that time comes. And no setbacks with Devon as well. He's been doing great and has high spirits. It's like he's become a second or third year player already with his attention in meetings and stuff. So that's awesome. Yeah. I really like the players that we roll out every Sunday, particularly on the defensive side. There's a lot of guys that have gotten opportunities, and we'll get, from Jalen's absence and whatnot, that prospect of them coming back, I think everyone's fired up for, because you want competitors, and when you get healthy competition within a position group or on a side of the ball where people want to match good plays, and I think the residuals are outstanding. So that will be an exciting day. But it's not like I'm longing for it. I very much love the competitors that we have, and think that I think the world of all the guys that have been able to rise to the occasion and step up. So that's the nature of football, as you can tell. The whole league deals with those things. So we're not unique in that circumstance.
Can I get an update on Jeff Will? Can we get an update on Jeff Wilson?
Summon his ear.
You mean? What we got?
He
You see my shoes, by the way?
Yeah, I did see your shoes. Yeah. He practiced last week. By all reports, did pretty well, but then wasn't active. Was downgraded on Friday. Setback or just no roster spot? And what are your expectations for him?
Yeah, it was. There was no setback. It was more big picture, whole team, limited roster on game days. You have to take it up with the league on that one. But he's doing great, and he was ready to go. And really, I've never had issues with players being chomping at the bit and then being like, "All right, you have to wait." Like, it just means he's going to be hungrier. I think we'll all benefit for when that time comes. But all these decisions, they're not independent of each other. It is all encompassing, and your football team has different needs on a week-to-week basis, depending on your opponent and just depending on the actual health of your roster as well. So factoring in all those things, that was the major decision. I kind of, I actually thought that we would get to see him play, but as the week progressed, the numbers didn't really ration out appropriately. So it has nothing to do with his ability or ableness. If that
Mike, from a game planning standpoint, how much extra work is it for you and Frank when you have several high-end non-quarterbacks on the opposing team whose health is in question? Obviously, Slay, Lane Johnson, Jalen Carter this week. Does that add extra work for you and Frank in terms of discussing scenarios of what we would do if each guy plays, if each guy doesn't play, from a game plan standpoint?
It can generally. It factors in, but if the majority of your thought process is based on what opponent is playing, I found that, and we can all believe that, like, there's consistent techniques and fundamentals and scheme that we're going against, and you want, our guys are a bunch of competitors that want to go against the best. That's why they're so excited for a non-conference game, because you have a team in the Super Bowl that was fresh off their first loss in a 6-game season, so they're eager for that. But in terms of, I think it would be doing a disservice to that team and you'd be setting yourself up for a strong, humbling experience if you over-dwelled on individuals. That is a team that plays as a team, that they've dealt with injuries before. They'll continue to deal with them. And, if they have that jersey on, it seems like they all have the same intent, which is, a cool form of football that they enjoy playing together and are super aggressive and physical while doing it. So I wouldn't say that we would lose sleep on any individual, because I think that's doing a disservice to the whole unit.
Like, there are some folks who believe that many quarterbacks in this scheme with you as the coach, with Tyreek and Jalen, maybe even many quarterbacks, would excel, would flourish, would be near the top of the passer rater leading MVP candidate. What, if any, pushback is there relative to, wait, no, hold on, Tua is a little
I'm about
different.
to push this podium over. My answer to that would be who the F cares, because it is a team. We're working together, and I know one thing. I've coached stuff a long time. I haven't seen people do what our guys do, and I mean, in a lot of experiences. To their credit, to their ability and their commitment to their craft. Like, I know we're as a teammate, we're all dependent on each other, and I'm not in any hurry to prove myself without those guys, because those are part of who we are, and to try to say it's this person or that person is kind of missing the point. It is a team working together, people working together, and myself, Tyreek Hill, Tua, cool. What if no one's blocking anyone? You know what I mean? Like, we're all connected in that way. That's why I think a lot of the guys, Tua's success is their success, Tyreek's success, Waddle's, Raheem's, et cetera. We're all tied together. It's a journey that we're experiencing together. Somebody will get the statistics from it, but none of those statistics are worth anything if you don't have a full support from your players across the board, all 11, and then it goes down to the organization, and all those things combined. But I know this, our players run a lot of plays that I have a lot of history with, and it looks different, and that's not because that's because of hard work and unbelievable ability. So don't try me on other players. I'm not trying to prove that.
Last question.
Mike, what is it about Philly's QB sneak that makes them so successful at it? And what have you seen a team really be as successful as they've been running that play?
Well, no. And it's kind of like their play, which I think what makes them so successful is a commitment to leverage and detail on something that a lot of people don't detail. I mean, shoot, they leaned into it before it was successful, detailing it up, and then it has success. And I'm a huge fan of things that are within the rules of football that you can't stop. That's to their credit. That semantics, whether it should or shouldn't be, I just more respect and regard what goes into that. There's a lot of people that would love to convert 80% of third or fourth and ones. I would love that. And they have a situation where their players have leaned into it. And if you don't like the play, you should try to stop it. A lot of people have, and it's a really hard thing to stop, which means they're really owning the finer details of the play.
Thanks, guys.
All right, thanks.
Thank you.